Hi. Okay, I am going to do a flip through of my garden journal. In one of my previous videos, I had an old journal, and what I did is I bought a book from Goodwill, took the guts out, I practiced and made my first book binding. I used duct tape for the spine because I knew this was going to get pretty thick. And I already had this on my the other journal that I incorporated into this, and this was from the Cricut, and I cut out the Cricut stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my, and I thought I'd call it my garden junk journal, because I want to try to make it a little bit more junky kind of. And when I was cleaning my craft room, like I said, I love cleaning my craft room because I find so many things in my craft room that I forgot that I had. And I will show you another book that I have too, that I have for my a journal that I have for my gardens. But these are beautiful, beautiful images, and these are from Crafty Secrets, and this is Heartwarming Vintage Collection. And a Heartwarming Vintage, if you go on their website, www.heartwarmingvintage.com, they have some really cute images. And I had forgot that I had all of these. Some of them are two-sided, some of them are only one-sided, and these are so great to go ahead and incorporate either in my Faux Hobonichi or in my garden journal. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'll show you what I did with some of these. Some of these images I'm not going to really use in my garden journal, so what I did is I made tabs out of them, and I'll show you what I did. But check out their website. They're really beautiful, beautiful images. And then what I did too is I pulled out everything that I had, and this is a great way to go ahead and use up a lot of my stickers that I had, old stickers. I mean old. I've had these for years, and I love sunflowers, so I'm trying to incorporate sunflowers and naturally my birds. Here's some stickers that I just bought at the dollar store. This I got, believe at the dollar store also. And then the dollar store again, I got the googly eye ladybugs. And then I have my stamp that I used. Here's some more of my little stickers that I bought at the dollar store. So these are some of the things I'm trying to incorporate into the journal. Here again is some of my washi tape with the flowers and butterflies, so I'm going to try to incorporate as much as I can with that. Then I have this, and what I did is I went through some of my stamps, and I have a lot more than this, but this is what I'm going to try and incorporate in my journal. Here, naturally, my hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. I try to attract my hummingbirds to the gardens. Here's my bees. Here's a couple of beautiful sayings about seeds and gardening, and some of them are just beautiful, beautiful sayings. And one of my favorite ones is that I asked God for a flower and He gave me a garden. So these are some of my sentiments that I'm going to go ahead and incorporate into my journal. But I wanted to share that with you too. But and then I just keep it in just a little folder, plastic folder. I think I bought at the dollar store, and I got some alphas in here. So I just keep everything. My Faux Hobonichi is separate from my junk journal. But let me go ahead and show you what I did. I started this journal in 2009, and I took pictures of my garden. This is what it started to look like. It is so humid here today. It has rained this morning. Everything is sticking together. So this is my garden that we dug up, the grass and everything, and this is how I planted some of, this is back in 2009. It looks a lot different than this now, but this kind of gives you an idea of what I started. This is my first vegetable garden that I started, and this is what it looked like in 2009 in July. I had some zucchini, and naturally I grow tomatoes and green peppers and whatever, but this was what it looked like in 2009. And not too much going on in 2009, but what I did is I took some of the images on these cards here from Heartwarming Vintage, and I made tabs out of them, and all I did was just used my white gel pen and then just highlighted it in black to kind of to highlight the year. I think you can see this okay. So that's the images, 2009, here's 2010, here's 2011. I really didn't do too much logging back then. 2012, 2013, I started to do a little bit more logging and stuff, but 2014, last year, I was really starting to get into logging more in my garden. I did a lot in my garden, but I didn't log it. And so 2014 was a better logging and stuff, and the do's and the don'ts, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what to look for, especially those rabbits. This year, I had to, and I'm going to try it and see if it works. I started my sunflower seeds, and they were a nice size, maybe 3-4 inches tall. I took some clear plastic cups, cut the tops off upside down, the bottoms, I cut the bottoms off, and I have to protect them from the rabbits because last year the rabbits ate all my sunflower seedlings. So what I did this year is I cut, and I'm just experimenting to see if it works. Like I say, I took the clear plastic cup, turned it upside down, cut the bottoms off, and then planted them in the ground. And I have each sunflower seedling in that cup. So hopefully I'm going to outsmart the rabbit, and maybe they won't even go near it. And then the other part of the garden, I put an actual little fence around it, and it's about 3 feet tall because I think rabbits can jump up to 2 feet, 3 feet. I don't know, depending on how hungry they are. I don't know, but I protected my other sunflower seeds. So let's see what happens. So 2014, I think, was a little bit better. I loved my cosmos, and some of my cosmos, like I say, I love cosmos. They are so easy to grow, and they make beautiful cut flowers. That some of them came up again this year, even though they're annuals. So what I did is they scattered, they blew. So as I saw them coming up, I dug them up and I replanted them into the place where I want them to grow with my other cosmos. So anyway, that was my 2014. And I did, like I say, in one of my previous videos, I showed you that I did make the signatures. So I think that maybe, depending on how I log my gardening, I might only get another 2 years out of this. I don't know, but, you know, I'll just find another book to practice my bookbinding. But here is my 2015 that I started. So you can see how I did the tabs. I think that you can see that. Like you say, it's a kind of a dreary day. I think you're going to see my tabs. So this is what it looks like. So this is 2015. Here's the paper line that I just added, slipped it through. Here is something that I bought at Tuesday morning. It was $44.95, marked down to $14.99, and it was marked down again for $9.99. And so what I did is I planted my herbs in there, and I'll go and I'll show you. This is that cute little stamp set that I have. Started to add, and this is a great way to use up your stickers and your stamps and stuff. And so I started logging. So here, like I say, spring, and because I'm trying to attract my hummingbirds, I am starting to either do a paper clip or some kind of a tab to know what date. So here I saw my first hummingbird on May 7th, and I looked back on last year, and I can go back here and I can see that I had it logged that Ray had seen the hummingbird on May 6th. Ray thought that he saw the hummingbird, and then May 16th, Ray saw the hummingbird. So I have to make a tab on here so I can kind of compare when I kind of know our hummingbirds are coming to the gardens. We usually start putting the feeders out. The thumb of rule here in the Midwest is Easter. Even if they don't come, Ray puts the hummingbird food out starting around Easter time, and he replenishes it every Wednesday and every Sunday to make sure it's fresh nectar for them. Ray, for Mother's Day, he bought me a bunch of hanging plants and flowers to go ahead and plant, just annuals. I'm not too crazy about annuals. I have all perennials that come up every year because I don't like to plant every year. But annuals are nice to go ahead and plant some, some decorative. And I did get some more marigolds that I lined our vegetable garden. So hopefully that might keep some of the rabbits away. But I have the plants now that the rabbits aren't even going to bother eating. So I'm not going to worry about it. Here is that that little pouch. I don't even know what you really call it, but it's just a nice little canvas thing on legs, and it's got a little drainage. So, I mean, it's really cool. And I got it right by the pergola, so I can go out there and pick my herbs. And what I planted was rosemary, basil, and thyme. And then I just went ahead and just did some sketching. I was sitting in the backyard one day and I did some sketching, and I have some planters that I bought, like I say, some annuals. I love spiky things. So back here in one of the trees, I put in, we have an old vintage concrete planter, and I just put all these little pretty spiky things on it. And this is a sketch of my gardens, and all I'm doing, my vegetable garden, and all I'm doing this year is tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. That's it. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to mess with it. And then, like I say, this is my logging of some of the things that I started on April 1st. Here's one of those cute little stamps that I just thought I'd incorporate. Happiness held is the seed. Happiness shared is the flower. And here's the cute little funny bee that's buzzing around here. She's sitting in the pot. Here I always keep the description of the plants that I buy. So if they turn out good, I will go ahead and buy them again. If they don't, then I go ahead and buy something different. And then I went ahead and I bought, to incorporate in this pouch thing, I bought some strawberries. And I says it's right next to the pergola, so I'm thinking I hope that the squirrels or whatever little creatures don't see my strawberries growing over into the vine, that they're going to start eating my strawberries. Or the birds. We'll see what happens, because Ray has bird feeders all over the yard. So I don't know. I hope that the birds don't eat my strawberries. But I'm going to try it this year. And then here, this is how I logged my, my cosmos. I went ahead and planted all my cosmos seeds on May 9th. So I'm just going to wait and see how they're going to do. I think I'm in frame here. And then here I told you I planted all my different kinds of sunflowers. They're 4 to 6 feet tall. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the rabbits don't get them. And then I made my little tab here on May 13th. I saw the ruby-throated hummingbird. He stopped at the feeder. Now, it looks like a ruby-throated, but then it had an emerald. The sun hit on it, and the head was just beautiful emerald, sparkly color. So I have to look in my book again to find out if it's a ruby-throated or an emerald something hummingbird. I'm still trying to learn my hummingbirds. And then I cleaned up my honeysuckle. I try to plant things for the hummingbirds. And I have a honeysuckle vine that I've had for a few years now, and it's doing good, but I had a clematis that blooms in September, October, and it actually smells like it has a little fragrance, and they're real tiny little white flowers. Well, it just takes over everything. So what I did last year, I cut that down, and I'm going to try to keep it on a specific trellis, and hopefully I get the honeysuckle to kind of take over. I have the 3 trellises with the honeysuckle and the clematis, and I'm going to see if that far right honeysuckle vine will go ahead and start taking over the middle trellis. So I'm going to try to hopefully have more honeysuckle than clematis, so I can go ahead and try to get more hummingbirds. But even last year, I even have videos of last year and the year before where the hummingbirds are very territorial, and he was chasing the other hummingbirds away. But it was fun to watch them. Like I say, I do have a video on it, and it's going to be a year that we lost Bowie. And we would have Bowie and Maggie out on the pergola, and he would sit there, and the hummingbird got so used to it. So it's got to be the same hummingbird that comes every year. He's so used to Bowie and Maggie sitting out on the pergola that he would actually fly above Bowie's head. And he would look up, Bowie would look at it, but he would never go to snap it or anything like he did the bees. And the hummingbird would kind of hover over Bowie and Maggie, and okay, it's fine. And then it would go to the bird feeder, the hummingbird feeder. So like I say, it is so much fun. We just love sitting out there and enjoying our yard. That's why I like doing this log. Yesterday I saw a beautiful butterfly and I had to take a picture of it. It didn't, the color, this was on my phone and I just couldn't get the colors. It was a beautiful, beautiful yellow and black, and that is an eastern tiger butterfly. And it's like a swallowtail. And it was beautiful. It had the bright yellow with the black, which I could see where it said it was tiger. And then it had two beautiful blue, cobalt blue dots at the end of the tail. He was sunning himself, and it was in the mud. So I don't know if he was cooling off or whatever, but he was in the mud. I'm surprised he wasn't, because I have little feeders too that you just take a little saucer, just take a clay saucer, whatever, plastic saucer, put a bunch of pebbles, and then add some water, and then just lay them here and there on the garden. And this is where the butterflies, don't make it deep, and because like I said, it's got to be shallow. And I'm going to tell you, the butterflies will come, they will drink from the water, and they will lay on the rocks because rocks are warm from the sun, and that's how they sun themselves. So that's just another little tip. So I did do a little tab here for my butterfly. And then what I did is I just got some pictures from my garden. I don't know how well you can see this. I have a small HP printer that just prints pictures, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. This here picture I think turned out a little bit better as far as the yellow, but it still doesn't show the true yellow of the butterfly. And then Ray yesterday said, Linda, come here, look, we had a toad, and we used to have a toad. I mean, this one toad, I don't know if it comes every year. I don't know if it's the same one, but I basically find it in this certain part of my garden. But this was on the other side of our yard, and Ray said, look, Lynn, he goes, here's a toad. It was in our mulch, just by our recycle bin. And then here I found some bulbs down in the basement, and I didn't mark them, and I don't know what they are. So what I did is, right by my gargoyle in front of one part of my garden, I went ahead and I just planted. I do take pictures, and that's another tip. If you don't know what you planted, go ahead and take a picture of it and then just log it. So I know, so if something comes up, I don't know if they're going to come up. They started to sprout a little bit in the basement. I really don't know what they are. They might just have leaves. They might have flowers. Don't know. But so what I did is I took a picture here and here because these are unknown bulbs. So if they come up, at least next time I'll know what they are. So that is my my little logging that I've done as of today, or as of yesterday. And so I just wanted to show you, this is going to be my 2015. And these are some of the cutouts from that Heartwarming vintage. And then here is Wild Birds Unlimited that they sent me an advertisement, so I thought I'd just add that on there. And then here is just some cardstock, and I just decorated with my, like I say, my stickers. I'm trying to get rid of some of my old stickers. And then I just covered up my address with some washi tape. So right here is going to be my 2015 that I'm going to log, and I'm having so much fun. I might have to add some more pages to it. I don't know. And then, like I say, here's my 2014. I'll just show you real fast. I just go ahead and log and take picture, and I just cut out the seed to show like what's coming up. So here's my 2014. And then now, like I say, here's my 2015. So here is my garden junk journal so far, and I will keep you posted on how my flowers and how my veggies are growing. Thanks for watching. Bye.